Welcome back to Inner Jasmine. I wanted to continue on a little bit today talking about your home practices. We talked a little bit yesterday about how to set up your space and how to give it structure. And today I wanted to talk a little bit about my favorite way of starting to move at home. So I began practicing, over 8 years ago now. And one of the most common themes in all my practices, regardless of what style I was practicing in, is always came back to a sun salutation. So most of my practices were Vinyasa classes. I was taking a couple of Ashtangas and as well as some Iyengar and a few other variations. Most of the time within a Vinyasa class, there is some kind of sun salutation. So remember that Vinyasa just translates to place purposefully or to place with intention. It's not so much your pace. And so it's the idea then of being able to link movements or postures one after one another to create some fluidity. Ashtanga in itself as a style and practice in the very beginning starts off with 5 sun salutations. A lot of Vinyasa teachers, practitioners that have cultivated their own sequencing styles incorporate some variation or style of those sun A's. So today I wanted to go through what a sun salutation looks like traditionally and different ways that you can adjust that for your practice at home. So it can be a very wonderful way of doing something that you've heard, you've seen, you've practiced. And if you've ever kind of paid attention to kind of the equinoxes or solstices, a lot of studios will practice celebrations of those with 108 sun salutations. So you would do a sun's A 108 times, and you'd have your teacher or your co-teachers at the front using mala beads to count, and then kind of cueing you through the transitions. So right now, today, we're gonna kind of go through your most traditional, a couple different variations. And when you are doing your home practice, what you can do then is you can utilize these movements, add a little bit of your own, come back to it. It's a good base to start. All right, so you're gonna start at the top of your mat. Starting at the top of your mat, ground down through your feet. Whether or not your big toes touch or your heels are hip distance apart doesn't really matter too much, but focus more on the fact that your feet are grounded, knees have a soft bend, and you have a long spine. Inhale, arms up high, upward salute. Exhale, hinge forward from your hips, forward fold, melt all the way down to your mat. Soften your knees. Let the movement originate from your hip creases rather than your low back. Inhale, fingertips to shins, halfway lift. Lengthen through your spine so your tailbone draws back, crown of your head forward. Exhale, plant your palms, step back, high plank. Your high plank palms are 1 handprint wider than your chest. Spiral the eyes of your elbows forward and engage your abdomen. Inhale, hinge your way forward. First time, lower all the way to your belly. Bend at your elbows, with or without your knees. That's up to you. And control your descent all the way down. Uncurl your toes. Push into the tops of your feet. Inhale, lift your chest. Cobra. Exhale, release, with or without your knees. That's up to you. High plank, press up. Soften your knees, push your heart back, downward facing dog. Take 3 to 4 breaths. Maintain the weight in your knuckles. Spiral the eyes of your elbows forward and pull your shoulders down your back. Down dog's intention is a neutral spine, so be mindful not to lock your knees and round your back. Soften and then push your heart back. Good. You can tiptoe. You can step back to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms up high. Push down through your feet. Lift all the way. Hands through your heart. Down at your sides, shine your palms forward. First variation of lowering all the way on down to your belly for Cobra. So wonderful variation, especially if while you're creating support in your palms and your hands, you're just noticing your low back disengaging, or you've just been sitting a lot and you're just feeling a little different. From high plank, you can also lower your chest and bend your elbows to 90 degrees for chaturanga. It's a mid-plank position. So be mindful as you lower into the mid-plank position that if you try and catch and you notice a disengagement, just continue lower back to your belly, take a cobra position, and come back just the way we did. So second option from high plank, you're lowering to chaturanga, and this gives you an opportunity to take upward facing dog, first in cobra, but your knees will stay lifted. So in high plank, push into your palms. Remember, your hands are one handprint wider, so your lats can fire, your back supports you. Hinge forward, with or without your knees. Catch, halfway, hold. Flip your toes, knees are lifted. Push your chest forward and through. Squeeze your shoulder blade flat. And then exhale, pull, rise, and shift all your weight back into downward facing dog. So if you're going through all your postures, transitions, and you're realizing that you're just engaging a little bit more as well, our intention in a sun salutation is to warm your spine. So that's where the forward folds and the back bends come in, right? So forward flexion and all the way back extension. You can always come down to all fours into a tabletop position and take a few cat-cows. Within cat-cow, you're rocking your pelvis, you're articulating your spine, and you're creating that mobility that we're going for. So any 3 all variations are amazing options to do. And if you are working on your home practice and you set your phone up, you put your timer for 15 minutes, allow yourself the opportunity. Start in child's pose, let your knees open, melt your chest, look forward, rock, high plank, down dog. And begin to play between these transitions. Whether you move forward, whether you move back, whether you hold in high plank for 4 to 5 breaths, you are still linking your movement and your breath together. And you'll be practicing your sun salutations. So just a great way to begin. Stay tuned as always through the rest of the week as we keep putting out little suggestions and opportunities or different ways that you can continue to cultivate your practice on your own. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll see you tomorrow.